Hello. We're
Hi.
the shape. You couldn't kill us. It's been a while.
You can't kill us. As much as you wanted us dead,
It's been a while.
they found a way to bring us back using technology.
It's Lila. I'm Lila.
I'm Kitty, and this is
This is new shape.
Shoenape.
This is actually okay. So the way that I do like the episode titles is I do the two O's and then
the two O's
and then
what
the
fuck
number.
do you mean wait, whoa. What do you mean the two O's?
Like three digits. Yeah, two zeros.
Three digits.
So this is our 7th episode, which is funny because last night we did just
Okay, so out of nowhere, for some context, Lila and we watched a YouTube poop from a beloved scene from famous Pierce Brosnan.
You sent me like 6 of them. You sent me like 6 of them.
I sent you like 6 YouTube poops of this one scene from Die Another Day, and
where Halle Berry stabs the Art of War to Rosamund Pike's chest,
and she's like, well, Halle Berry isn't, but Rosamund Pike is like, ha! I can read! And, we watched, like, 9 of those, and Lila was like, let's watch all of the Pierce Brosnan,
Bond movies.
Avatar.
Bond movies.
What the hell are they called?
Bond. James Bond.
So we've been watching a little bit of James Bond, and here's what we've learned. They kind of suck!
Yeah, welcome to episode 007.
For what it's worth, I liked GoldenEye, and I liked Die Another Day.
Yeah, GoldenEye I think was like a good action film, and then Die Another Day was like
fell
fun.
Off so hard.
Was fun in like a really like schlocky way, and the two in between had like moments like the
beginning of The World Is Not Enough.
Oh, where the girl commits suicide on the air balloon.
Where the girl commits suicide. There's this crazy fucking boat chase, and it's like, and then Bond is chasing this saboteur spy woman, and she's like, no, you must not catch me. He will get me. And she's escaping on a hot air balloon, and she kills herself.
And then she blows that. She blows it up, and then the highlight of the second one was when. Michelle Yeoh is like a Bond girl. I don't remember, but Michelle Yeoh is like a Bond girl in that one, and she like literally she takes like a assault rifle and shoots like a computer console, and it makes like the jar smashing sound effect, which
like 3 times.
It does do it like 3 times. And it's a computer console that she's shooting with like an AK-47 or something. And it doesn't make any sense, but it was amazing.
That's like the only scene I can remember from that goddamn movie.
But the problem with those middle 2 movies is that it's like every plot of them is just like, because like the first one starts off so strong by having like one of the main villains be Alan Cumming. And he's just so like vibrant and full of personality in that film. And so when you just and not to mention his weird homoerotic tension with Sean Bean, who like that one just has like a stacked cast, and then it also like Die Another Day also has a stacked cast, so it's like because it's like Rosamund Pike and Halle Berry are there, and so it's like you love that. But then like the middle 2 are just kind of like they don't have
fucking boring.
Anyone,
except Michelle Yeoh.
Yeah, she's good. Anyone that vivacious really. And so, like, the plot of them is so... we kept losing track of the plot because what they would do is they would just, like, name a bunch of countries. And then they would be like, the guy's going to do the thing. We got to stop him. And it's, like, not really clear what the thing is. Because it's, like, GoldenEye's pretty clear because they're, like, doing the blast. They're doing the blast. And then...
Yeah, they're doing the blast.
And Die Another Day, they're trying to do the beam. So it's, like, the blast and the beam. And it's like that. I get that. But I don't remember what the other 2 are about.
It started to become really formulaic to me because it was like, all right, really explosive opening. Then we get into the M and MI6 sequence. And then there's like a part with Q where Q is like, oh, Bond, you silly Billy. And then Pierce Brosnan's like flirting with a woman who is somehow related to the plot at hand. and then there's like another action sequence which is maybe fun, and then it's like plot, and then another action sequence, and then plot, and then the final action sequence. And it goes through this beat, through this like pattern, literally every movie after Goldeneye. I don't know, it was really surprising to me because the one thing that I'd heard about the Pierce Brosnan movies was that, like, I think Pierce Brosnan himself was like, I think they got a little silly near the end. And yeah, they did, but also let's talk about the formula, girl. It was boring after a while.
Yeah,
Oh
the like it
man.
was only really entertaining when it was silly, but also it's like I don't know, Pierce. The first one has you like wandering the streets on a tank, doing a tank.
Wandering the streets on a tank, there's like a big villainous super evil Russian super train. Like, I don't know, GoldenEye is so dumb.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
there's also the fucking like giant satellite thing that appears from the water. Like, come
yeah,
on. It's a little
yeah,
goofy.
Sean Bean's evil. But yeah,
Sean
uh,
Bean.
that's something we just did. But yeah, new shape. We're doing it
We've been
again.
we're
A
doing
lot
it
happened.
again. We're rebooting it. A lot happened in the
Kitty was
past year.
moving for like 3 months, and then I got sick, and then separately Kitty
Hmm.
got sick, and
Oh my god.
so
And
yeah,
all throughout, I need you to understand, both of us across each like month, like every week, once in a while, we're like, "Can you record?" And we would be like, "Yeah," and then something awful would happen.
it's true. I
So
literally just
this
got
is
done. I just got done because I just hopped out of the shower to record after
after
the like
like
Arctic bullshit like froze my pipes for like 2.5 weeks, and then after the pipes thawed, the shower broke in like a separate way, and so we had to
mhm.
fix that. And so everything was just like crazy, and it would stop being crazy.
It hasn't stopped, but um
We're here with
I
microphones.
we're here with
We're here
microphones.
with
We have shit to
microphones.
talk about as always.
Yeah,
And
we kind of don't
it's
shut up
no, we really don't.
because
We really don't.
because truly like this little hobby podcast nonsense thing
Mhm.
is just like we just like are constantly blabbing at each other nonstop, and we just happen to occasionally record like 1 to 2 hours of it with
And
a vague
I think
structure.
maybe with a vague structure that only gets vaguer, but according to our three fans
It'll
and a
get really,
half,
really unvague when you finally play more Kingdom Hearts.
I mean, it will get unvague again, but also I kind of like the amorphous structure of our
It's like
podcast.
every time it's a new shape.
Yeah, it's almost like,
It's a new shape.
wait, say that again.
Wait,
Do
I
you remember
should. I
that from Fan Four Stick?
fan stylistic.
The one with Miles Teller, and he's like Mr.
Oh,
Fantastic,
fan
and
Stick.
Fan Four Stick, and Big
Yeah,
Rock Man is like,
and
it's
say that
okay.
again.
Say this shit again.
With some
Yeah,
kind
you
of
know it. You
Fantastic
get it.
Four.
That movie was awful. Hey, speaking of awful movies, in the time that, you know, in the time that we've been gone, I've watched a lot of shit, and the thing that has remained consistent is Des, friend of the podcast, December, is still mad at
Hi.
me for making them watch fucking Fantastic Four First Steps. Um, that movie was god awful. I'll never forgive it. I think there's probably more to talk about with Fan Four Stick than there is with fucking Fantastic Four
I've
First
still
Steps.
haven't seen it because I haven't watched an
You
MCU
you only let
film
yourself watch one superhero thing.
a
That's not
year.
like that's like a big Hollywood thing, right?
Like loosely, but most years that I there hasn't been anything that I've been really interested. So it's like 2025 it was Superman. and
Mm-hmm.
then the year before that it was Madam Web. So it's like not
Mm-hmm.
exactly like I've been like tapped in meaningfully.
Madam Web, which I have on Steelbook
Yeah,
somewhere.
yeah, I do.
I know we both have it on
Wait,
Steelbook.
when'd you get it? You never told me that you got it.
So, friend of the podcast, Jacob, hashtag hi Jacob, it was like, man, I don't know why the fuck I have Madam Web on Steelbook. You want it? And I was like, boy, do I! So
Holy
now I have
shit, you
Madam
never
Web on
told me.
Steelbook.
We
I
both have.
forgot!
This is a fucking Madam Web Steelbook
Shocking,
podcast.
fucking shocking new shape update. We both have Madam Web on Steelbook.
The
It's
menu
right next to the
sucks.
Oscar figurine. The menu?
The menu.
Oh, like the movie or
The
the
menu.
DVD menu?
The menu movie.
The menu movie.
Yeah, like when you
Like,
open the steelbook and you take the disc out and you put it in the device and it opens.
yeah, but there's a movie called The Menu starring
Anya,
Big Man Japan
what?
and Anya Taylor-Joy.
Big Man Japan.
That's another movie. I'm sorry, it was in my head.
Nicholas
It's a good
Holt
movie.
or Ralph
Yeah, that
Phineas?
guy. That's Ralph Fiennes.
I don't know. It looks like Phineas to me.
It does. I thought it was Ralph Finesse for the longest time until I saw an interview with him where he says Ralph Fiennes, and I was like, oh fuck.
Ralph Fiennes.
Ralph Fiennes, famously in Bruges. We're just naming movies at this point.
I
Anyway,
do always get him
we're talking about
confused
The Menu.
with Ralph Ineson. Anyway,
Ralph Innocent, the guy with the deep voice.
I don't know men's voices.
He sounds like I don't know, like two sexy rocks being
What?
smashed.
Okay.
I don't know how to describe
Anyway,
it.
the Madam
Imagine-
Web menu is just like
Yeah.
a static image
photo.
of like the movie poster, and then you don't even get like individual like things. Like when you go to the special features, like a couple boxes just like open on the side of the screen, and you can scroll.
Oh, that's how it was with Pacific Rim.
Oh, you.
But that's an older Blu-ray.
You would think Packram would have like a more like involved like. Oh my god,
Menu?
this menu is the inside of the Mako thing. Are they called Makos?
No, they're called Jaegers, girl.
Jaegers. Wait, is the girl named Mako?
Is the girl is named Mako.
Okay.
Mako Mori.
I'm so off my
Hi,
shit,
welcome
man.
to the New Shape Movie Trivia Podcast, where I correct Lila and Lila corrects me
I don't-
on famous movie trivias.
Anyway, I would think that like you would go like to the like fucking like setup like to pick your
The
subtitles,
inside?
and it would be like the deck
No, so
of the Jaeger.
it has like a montage of like the movie, right? But the bottom bit is sort of like a Shatterdome styled panel. It's like a
Okay.
big rusty panel, and it kind of
Okay.
like creaks and it slides up.
Oh, it creaks
But
and
it's
slides
still it creaks and it slides up, which is more thrilling than the DVD menu, which was just a big photo of Ms. Danger
Yeah.
from the film. DVD menus are kind of important to me. Like I
No,
think
yeah,
they're
I
really
know what
they're
you
a big
mean.
lost art. Because like I'll never forget the Treasure Planet like DVD. That was like a big feature. I feel like the Disney DVDs were always really big feature packed.
Yeah.
So like Treasure Planet had like the deck of the what is it, the RMS Legacy?
I don't fucking
The-
remember shit about Treasure
The
Planet.
RLS Legacy. You've never seen Treasure Planet?
I've seen it, I just don't have conscious memories of it.
You don't remember the minute where it's like the RLS Legacy and it's called that because
No.
of Robert Louis Stevenson?
No.
No? It's like at
No.
the start of the movie when they go to the spaceport that looks like a half moon.
Okay, I will tell you everything I remember about the movie Treasure Planet. Okay.
Okay, here we go.
And a DVD
This is the podcast.
and a DVD in a different DVD that I had, there was
In a different DVD menu.
a,
that Lila
a
had.
little thingy, a little trailer.
A little thing.
It was a teaser,
uh-huh.
and all it was he was on his his board, and he was going
Yeah.
woo ha, and he was in his board, and then I remember that his mom is like, "Your dad is dead," and then I remember the mechanic girl.
Mechanic Girl.
Yeah.
Girl.
Is there a cat in a coat?
There's a cat in a coat, yeah.
Am I mixing up the
She's the
mechanic girl from
captain of the ship.
Atlantis?
You were mixing up Latina mechanic girl from Atlantis with fucking Treasure Planet.
Yes, I am. Okay, is there a
You
cat in a
totally
coat?
are. There's a cat in a coat. She's the captain of the ship.
Yeah, I had a little toy of her. Um,
That's fun.
had never seen the
I
movie
had
at
a
that
toy
point.
of like one of the submarine pods.
I see. But
I
yeah,
really like Treasure Planet. I recently
the
watched it like
DVD
maybe 3 years ago.
the DVD menu of the People's Joker seems really good. There's like this like
Oh my god, yes.
Vera Drew
The
like recorded
VHS
this
is
like
crazy
20
too.
minute long like thing that just is her like sitting in the DVD menu like talking. I don't remember what she's talking about, but she's
I
talking.
don't know either. I think that's the most vivacious part is that fuck if you
You just
remember
stole
what
that
that
word
whole
from
thing
me.
is.
I said vivacious
I
earlier.
did. Yeah, I'm kind of like what's the thing that copycats? A penguin. I'm like
What?
that.
What?
I was thinking of the word chameleon, but I was looking at a penguin toy on my desk. You really have to forgive me for this one. All the kitty heads in the chat are like, "It's okay, kitty, yay, it's okay." All 2.5 of my fans.
Does that mean that I only get like a half a fan at the end? Because
No, I think you get
we have three
no
fans.
shit. Okay, wait. I said that we have 3.5 fans. Fuck. Okay. No, I think I have less than you.
No, why? I think you have more than me.
Why do you think you have more than
Because
me?
most of the people subscribed to this channel are your friends that I mostly don't
I don't know
know.
about that. I
No,
I
it's
remember
literally
that we got
true.
an influx of subscribers after
Girl, we
we
have
posted it.
12.
We have well, yeah, the influx was like 3
the
people when we posted it on that's an influx for us, okay? I'm sorry that we all can't be like 100 subscriber Lila of Comics on
No, I have
YouTube.com.
32 subscribers.
Why did I think you have 100?
Because I have
Oh, you
100
have 100
views on
views.
my, which by the way, self promo time while New
Self
Shape was
promo.
gone, I released not one but two videos about me talking about comic books way more eloquently than I talk in these podcast episodes. The first one
We
is
never talk
about
eloquently on the things that we know in these podcasts. It's just like garbage gobbledy clowns. And
I
here we
know it's
are.
fun. We do it because it's fun. We
It's
don't do it for
fun.
anything else. We're not Mr. Beast. We're having
Actually, I'm
fun.
I'm doing this I didn't want to say this, but in the audience there's like a really big record producer. His name is Jonas. And
Okay.
you know, I think he's going to be my shot out of my little podunk town of Sydney Greens, Alabama.
Yeah, you just moved to Alabama and you're doxing yourself
I
already.
just moved to Alabama to get out of Alabama. Sydney Greens is the smallest town. You see, my Meemaw is saying that I need to stay here and shovel the horses. But Jonas, you know. This bit sucks. Why are you letting me continue it?
Because you're embarrassing yourself.
I embarrass myself every time we hit the record key on the telephone. So
On the
you're gonna have to be a
telephone.
little bit more clear than that.
Okay. Well, too bad. What were we talking about? Oh yeah, my videos that I made. The first
Your
one is
videos.
about Blade, the guy with the sword
Blade.
vampire.
Synecdoche, New York. What a find.
Real Heads No, Real Heads No. And then the second one, which is a much better
Real
video, is
Heads
about
No.
our yeah, Real Heads No. Anyway, the second one is about the comics of Javier Rodriguez, and I put a lot of passion and time and effort and work into it, and I'm very proud of it. And you should go watch it on the Lila of
Go watch it
Comics
now.
YouTube channel because it's
Pause
good.
this webtoon and go watch lilaofcomics.com.
Oh my god, we're a webtoon.
YouTube.com right now. Oh fuck. Sorry. Jacob's been talking about webtoons. I don't know what a webtoon is. Is it just a web comic?
It's basically a webtoon is a It's a specific hosting site for webcomics, and
Do you
it's
remember
mostly
Smack
like,
Jeeves?
the fuck are you saying to me?
Smack Jeeves was a webcomic hosting site in the early 2000s.
I don't know. I didn't have a computer yet.
I don't remember how I remember this, but I remember that I used to read a comic about a detective. I think it was by a guy called Sushi Gummy.
Okay.
Fuck.
I've
Real
never
heads
heard
in
of
the
this.
chat, no?
Yeah, real
Smack
head.
Jeeves.
I hope the Sushi Gummy fans are gonna. I hope Sushi Gummy pronouns self appears to talk to you.
You know, oh man, I was looking into Sushi Gummy the other day. Um, he was like a like big time graduate from what's that one school in Seattle? DigiPen. And I was like, what the fuck? That's crazy. My brother went to DigiPen, so I was like, whoa, that's crazy.
Oh, right.
This has been a DigiPen Minute sponsored by
Nobody.
Toyota.
Nobody's paying us. Don't sponsor. Don't shout
Could
out
you imagine?
Toyota if Toyota aren't sending us a fucking check.
Toyota would have better things to do than to like send a check to two lesbians on the internet
Okay, but
and talk
have
about DVD menus for 10
okay,
minutes.
but have you considered that both of us are poor, and in order to like give us money, I feel like comparison, like to how much money Toyota the company has, it would not matter, you know?
It probably would not matter.
They could give us
What's Toyota done recently?
let's I don't make cars.
They make cars.
I think they make cars.
Yeah, they
Basically.
make cars. I've been
Yeah.
thinking a lot about Audi, because as always, I've been playing PlayStation Home. Um, Real heads know that this is a hint for something. Um,
Yeah, I'm the head.
you're the head,
I think there's a second
and
head.
there's like three
Oh, there's
heads,
three heads.
and I wonder what advertising, because the only car advertisements I see are like TVs at TVs at stores that I go to, and it's always just like guy looks surprised at car outside in his driveway, and wife looks surprised at car in driveway, and son daughter looks surprised at car in driveway. And I just want to say I miss the weird moment, the weird hashtag moment during the late PS3 days where inexplicably uh, Toyota and Audi got on the PlayStation 3 and advertised the the Prius, and the Audi. It was like an Audi sports car, and I just thought that was funny.
I see. What were the commercials like for the PS3? Like what's the
So
setup
they
there?
weren't commercials; they were like playable things.
Oh, like
So
racing
for
games?
yeah, like Audi had specifically a racing game on PlayStation Home. And like an explorable world. Oh, I guess Ford also did have like PlayStation Home advertising,
Yeah.
but with
The
the
devil.
Prius, the devil hashtag the devil. But with the Prius, because it was advertised as like one of the first hybrid cars, eco-friendly, etc. They had like a an advertising package with Little Big Planet 2. So there was some like playable Prius levels and like a
Huh.
Little Big Planet 2 theme. It was very weird. It was kind of a hashtag weird moment.
Yeah, most of the time when I see like car commercials now, it's just like they get like a Tame Impala riff, and then the car is just like driving down the road, and that's all that's
Mm-hmm.
going on. I also feel like
Do you
cars
think?
like lately when I watch a gaming event or something, no one pulls a car out of
Mm-hmm.
the ground.
What do you mean?
Like when they open up the floor and a car pops up and they're like there to talk about Forza, I feel like that never happens
Oh my
anymore.
god, no one does that anymore.
Nobody does that anymore.
It's crazy because car games are pretty popular.
Yeah.
Like Gran Turismo 7, the reason why it hasn't dropped in price at all since it came out is because it's raised in price, if you can believe it. But the
Huh?
reason why it's done
How?
that is because by like a couple of cents. I noticed this the
Huh.
other day. And it's so weird. But the reason why that is because Gran Turismo like, and its games are some of the most popular games on PlayStation. And that's crazy to me given how little I hear people talk about racing games. And I know that we had like a whole episode on racing games
Did
and
we?
like the eroticism of racing. Yeah, like it was the last
Eroticism.
episode we did. We talked about this in the
I
last
don't.
episode. Did you not listen to the last episode?
I.
It was
Um.
literally called a car with a period.
I don't.
Did you forget about this?
I don't remember.
You don't
I don't
remember?
remember that.
Well, okay, I remember.
I
remember
name
it,
all
so
the
you don't have
episodes
to.
too.
You literally named the episode "Car with a Period," and your ass forgot.
All lowercase too.
We were straight talking about cars.
I just don't remember the
Um,
conversation. I remember naming the episode "Car," but I don't remember.
we talked. Yeah, like when I think of the episode, I think of like there's like a car driving on a road next to a cliff in like Italy
What?
or something. I don't know why that's the image in my head. Cause like I have like an image in my head for just about every episode.
Okay.
Like the PlayStation Home episode is like the Central Plaza. The first episode is like well, obviously Sex in the City. It's like the Sex in the City DVD, but it's like
We
a JPEG of
we
it.
didn't release that.
We didn't. No. But even then, the unreleased, like our first episode, I still think of that because the ghost of Shannon. What the fuck? What?
Shannon.
What is her name?
Who?
Shannon. Sarah Jessica Parker. What's her character's name?
Carrie Bradshaw.
Carrie Bradshaw. Remember Carrie? I miss her.
Okay.
We could have smoked with her.
Okay.
Anyway, she was haunting that episode, I think.
It's possible.
I was just thinking about her the other day too. I don't know where the fuck Shannon came from.
I don't know where a lot of things that you say come from.
You know, my mom says I'm special. Yeah, let's just let that one simmer for a second.
Okay.
Let's let it simmer a little more. Hold on. Okay, good. Hi.
So
Welcome
in
back.
the winter, I
that was
hacked my
the hashtag
Wii.
Mom Minute.
I
You hacked your Wii?
I hacked my Wii.
I believe they call that bottom surgery.
Huh? What? What? Hello?
Hi, what's up?
Where'd you go?
I was laughing so hard it peaked the mic.
This is about to be our most coherent episode yet.
This is not. Before we get to hacking your Wii, I wanna state to the fans, all two of you, we've lost a fan in the middle of recording this episode. 1.5 fans. This is our first time recording late at night. It's currently
It's true.
10:13 p.m. It's
11 for me.
10:13 p.m. 11 for Lila. So if we're extra coherent, which is this is for reference sake, this is sarcasm. If we seem a little bit more coherent than normal, that's probably why. So you were saying about hacking your Wii?
Yeah, I did it.
That was it? That's your whole thought? You weren't gonna be like, oh, by the way, I've been playing Elebits. I've been playing Elebits on my hack
Well, no,
Wii,
I have
and
Fragile
also I
Dreams on it,
downloaded
but I haven't been playing it.
Fragile. Well, okay. Well, what's Fragile Dreams?
It's kind of like it's like survival horror adjacent. It's about like being in like the ghost world, and you have a flashlight. Like that's the main Wii mechanic, is that you have a flashlight, and you have like you're like in an afterlife sorta, and you have no memories. It's got like
I've never heard of this game.
it's cool. It's got like a
This looks
anime
sick.
art style. Yeah. Yeah. And
This is gonna sound like no. Go ahead. Sorry.
you spend a lot of time like traversing like abandoned malls and stuff like that, and you go on campfires, and you can find these little items where like you can like see the stories of ghosts. It's cool. It's neat.
I gotta play this. This
Yeah, I
this
think
is
you'd rock
vaguely
with it.
reminiscent. I think I'd rock with it a lot. Just because like I'm looking at the photos here on Google, and these look crazy. These don't look like a Wii screenshot. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh. You can
Like
play
to
the
me,
cats too.
oh my god, maybe it's the best game ever.
Because you
I
can,
should put that
something
on my
that's
Wii
fun
U.
is that like the other thing other than your flashlight is you can flick the
Hmm.
stick to whack ghosts, and so you can also get like a cat toy because there's cats that just like wander around, and you can play with the cats and where you whack the cat toy instead. It's cute.
I've how'd you find out about this game? This rules.
I've known about it since like ages ago. I think just because I think some like let's player girls I followed back in the day played it. They were
Hmm.
like not super popular let's play girls either. They were just kind of like who I found and who I watched.
Hmm. I have a couple of people
That's
who
how
I've
I that's
watched
how I
like
learned
that.
about Persona 4 too, and also Okami.
Hashtag. Oh man, I love Okami.
I
I'll never
gotta play
forget.
that if in full one of these days.
You should. Unfortunately, you won't have my cousin every time you open the Wii, like hitting the Wii channel menu for Okami, going Okami whenever they do that. Play it on the Wii. It's fun. You got to draw the shapes.
You're a shape.
I I'm a
New
shape.
shape?
It's kind of hashtag new shape. It's kind of weird. Uh, I realized this after asking like, where did you hear about it? We like grew up in the same era as like PlayStation 2s, PlayStation 3s, Wii's and shit. But
Mm-hmm.
so like more often than not, that's probably where we know a game from, like either reading a magazine or something. But in my head, I feel like any game from before PS4 has I hear more stories about people finding out games about or finding about games from like YouTube videos or something.
Uh-huh.
Um, so it's always kind of surprising, like whenever I ask a friend and they're like, "Oh, I played it when I was growing up." Like, "Oh shit, you played what's like a really weird like Resonance of Fate growing up? That's crazy."
Yeah,
I don't.
I didn't really even start buying games until, well, it was the PS4 era, but I had just gotten
Mhm,
a used PS3. And so it was
mhm.
at the point where it's like all the PS3 shop was there for was for like deep sales. And so I just bought a lot of stuff on sale at that point. Um,
Yeah,
but before that, it was mainly like magazines and stuff.
I have a stack of a bunch of magazines. Oh, I got a really neat magazine for Christmas.
Yeah, tell
It
me about
was
that.
it's uh so Edge magazine, one of the last like still published like physically gaming publications,
Uh huh.
had an issue years ago, like 2007, 2008. That was entire like it had a big spread on Little Big Planet before it even had a title. So it was listed as Little Big Bang. And the article is really cool because that was the name that Alex Evans gave the Edge reviewers. They're like, fuck, could just call it Little Big Bang. Um, and it's really neat. I haven't fully delved into the Little Big Planet article, but what I have done is read just about everything else, and it's really weird just how like mean it is.
Oh yeah,
There's like a lot
that
of
era of stuff like had so much like edgelord snark to it.
yeah. Well, not just like snark. There's a lot of it, but there's a lot of doubt too. Where I was looking at a like an equivalent issue of Game Informer, and it was like the PlayStation 4 issue, and it was announcing like the specs of the PlayStation 4, and it was just sort of like a major fluff piece. So being able to read like Edge's reports on like No More Heroes or like Max Payne 3 or something. And having this like sort of layer of sardonic, maybe kind of sarcastic like commentary to it was really weird because I feel like you don't really see that in publications nowadays. I feel like everything I mean, that's also for professional, like being professional. But a lot of things have like a very neutral voice at the best of times and then like are complete puff pieces at the worst.
Yeah.
Um So I don't know. It just I thought that was like an interesting blast from the past, as grim as it says to say, or as it feels to say that. Um, because I don't know, looking at my other magazines, you can start to chart like, oh, this voice starts to be more and more general and vague. And this,
Yeah.
is kind of interesting as Game Informer is coming back. Well, it has been back for a little bit.
Yeah.
I haven't read any of their most recent issues, but I'm always happy to see that there's still gaming mags out there.
Yeah, and I like that they
'Cause I
didn't they do like that big like library thing that
yeah, they published every issue that they had,
yeah, I think that's
and I
cool.
think that's awesome. The ads are also just like one annoying on in the Edge issue, but two like I don't know, just interesting little timepieces. A
Yeah.
lot of obviously like male oriented, like oh here's Axe body spray.
Yeah,
Oh you have like a whack ass beard.
this is for the boys.
This is for the boys with a Z.
This is a Spike TV for men.
God, the Spike TV Game Awards. Do people even know that Jeffy had or did the Spike TV Game Awards before the Jeffies?
I've seen people like
Pe-
talk about it from like time to time, but I don't think that like a lot of like people going into the Game Awards have that connection fully.
I saw a tweet or a Z or whatever
A
Blue
Z.
Sky calls that tweet.
I think they call
Um,
it a skeet over there, but
fuck off. Are you
my
shitting me?
my like neutral position is that no matter like what site I'm using, it's a post.
It's a tweet. Oh, it's a post.
Yeah, it's a post.
To me, like so for Blue Sky, because it's a Twitter like, I call them tweets. But
Uh-huh.
no matter what site I'm on, anytime you repost something, it's a reblog.
I see.
Um, because hashtag Tumblr or something. But I saw a post. I was like, guys, where the fuck did Jeff Keighley come from? Like he just appeared out of thin air and just started doing the Game Awards, and that was like really surreal to me, because I guess people
He's been
don't
around for
know that
ages.
he's been around for ages and writing about games for as long as I don't know I can remember. Like reading I have this really weird view of Jeff Keighley where I
Uh-huh.
hate him, but I also kind of like I don't respect him, but I enjoy him in the same way
Yeah.
that one would see like a fuck up uncle at
Oh
a
my
family get
god.
together. I know that sounds really mean, but it's like, aw, fuck up uncle. Like he
I don't
gives
have
he,
this experience, so I'm not familiar.
this is probably more painted by my experiences than anything.
Well, yeah, you're saying
um
it.
as someone with a number of fuck up deals. Um so whenever I see Jeff Keighley, I'm like, aw, he's trying. Failing, but he's trying. But I don't know.
Yeah.
I've just been thinking about like games journalism as a whole.
I really want there to be like I how do you phrase it, like more integrity, and
Mm-hmm.
because everything is either like it's like through these like polarized extremes that grab attention of like just completely filleting things, or like just like
Yeah.
completely being like doomerist asshole.
There's there's really no in between.
Yeah.
I find that the most interesting like games journalism isn't necessarily about any new products or software or etc. But it comes from, like the tubers of the world. So
Yeah.
like Lost in Cult, for example, recently published that book about like horror, like mansions and horror video games. It has like a lot of essays from known YouTubers like a Thor High Heels or a Mara Ganger or like whoever. Um so I feel like a lot of it is you no longer have this built-in sense of what's the word, like not integrity but being known, like your notoriety has to be built up from people kind of not respecting but just like watching your writing.
Yeah.
um
approaching it directly rather than like through these funneled mediums that like
Mhm.
have like a big crew of people.
Because I see that sort of that environment, like the crew environment, be less and less relevant. Like I think the only vestige that I really recognize, or a lot of people recognize, would be like what Giant Bomb or Easy Allies. I don't even know what the hell happened to them. I haven't been keeping up with them. Um, but yeah, I don't know. It coming mostly from YouTube video essays, I think, is simultaneously exciting because more people like a you or a me will be able to write about video games and write about like the state of the art. But it also seems
Uh,
kind of nerve wracking because I'm sure there's a lot of interesting thoughts out there that are just getting entirely blitzed or unnoticed because who gives a shit.
yeah,
Um,
that's the there's always that kind of pro and con to it because I that's why when it comes to like these like ways of delivering information and producing art,
mhm.
I'm not always like of the opinion that like old way or new way is like better or worse because there's like different
Yeah.
angles to it. With a Game Informer type magazine, you can get all these different voices in there without
Mhm.
having to individually find each one. But with the new way of doing things in the like video essay, like historian solo endeavor, you can get more honed in like individual creative focus, in however many other ways that may span when it comes to like I don't know, some people are doing like cinematography and shit to like
Mhm.
express their opinions.
I've been really like, not that I've seen a lot of videos like this recently, but something that has bothered me is the sort of lack of visual element in a video essay I've been noticing. Where
Uh-huh.
I was watching like an analysis of Silent Hill, and the guy talking was like, for any of those who are listening to the video rather than watching. And that was like, that kind of pissed me off, not because I was listening, I was like watching it, but the fact that someone can spend so much effort into this extremely important visual element of your video essay and it being entirely ignored due to the way that like the content ecosphere is now,
Oh yeah,
where
I was like thinking about this the other day because I was like I constantly sometimes get reminded that like people like they're like, "Oh, I put on a video essay, will I do this or will I do that?" And
Mhm.
like part of me just like thinks that it's like I don't know, because like people do that with movies nowadays and like TV shows also, where they're like, I'm going to skip the intro, watch the show in 2 times speed, and it's just like you're
that's
not digesting it.
I mean, it's just psychotic to me, if I'm being honest. Like, I
It's
can't imagine doing
scary.
that.
I,
The only times I do that, like with movies and stuff, is if I've seen it like a million and three times.
oh yeah, I've done it as a
Um,
joke.
like
Like
I just
we watched like half of what was it, Terminator Genesis at like 2 times speed.
did we really?
Yes, you
Oh
don't
my god, we
remember?
did. That
Yeah.
movie, it obviously was forgettable,
Are
but
you
like
hitting
I
your
forget
mic?
that we did. Am I hitting my mic?
Yeah.
No. Does it
Oh.
sound like I'm hitting my mic?
Yeah.
How does it sound like it? I'm looking at the
It sounds like
sound
that. Yeah, I
thing.
just heard the doo doo.
The doo doo.
Yeah.
What do you mean the doo doo?
You're like donking.
I'm not donking. Oh,
I just yeah, that.
that?
Yeah.
Oh shit. That's me kicking a box.
Yeah, we can
Sorry.
hear the we can hear the
You can
box.
hear the box.
Yeah.
Well, now you have to keep it. You can't edit it out because now, as soon as you get to the point, like our one fan that's listening, as soon as they get to this point, they're gonna be like, "But Lila, I can't hear a donk donk. You sound crazy." So
Yeah.
you have to keep it in. You have to you
I
have
mean,
we have to do it live.
I don't cut shit from this. I don't really care about that.
It's true, you really don't. I was listening to I don't really listen to any of our episodes, but I wanted to make sure like okay, what did we talk about last time? And I was really struck by how you start the audio of the episode during the theme song. And I
Yeah,
was like, oh shit.
yeah, no, because it's like that's what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to the audio is supposed to fade out, and then
Hmm.
it gets quieter, and then it's like we start talking over the music, so that the end of the music, and then the music ends, and then it's us talking.
It's true.
That's how it works. That's how you do it. That's podcasting, baby.
I don't listen to a lot of podcasts, but that
Me
is how
neither.
the one podcast that I listened to did it. They used it was like a Anamanaguchi song from before, like when they were doing like NES
Yeah,
instruments and
chiptune
stuff,
music.
chiptune stuff. I like that era of Anamanaguchi. I'll be honest, I haven't listened to much of their new stuff. Sorry, but I really like their chiptune shit. But I was
I've
also the
never
kind
really
of
I've never really heard their chiptune music.
that's fun. Oh, we should swap songs.
I mean, I'm not the
That'd be
biggest like
fun.
I'm not like a Anamanaguchi head. I like some of their tracks.
I'm a little bit of an Anamanaguchi
Honestly,
head.
the project from them that I liked the most was when they were like there was like
Capsule
this
Dreams.
yes that because
Yes.
there was like this long ass period where they're like hyping up their new like mainline album, and like in
Hmm.
between that they like did the Capsule Dreams
The game.
thing. Yeah, and I remember playing it. I had like really fond memories of making my own like track list out of like
Hmm.
like out of like my highlights, and like making my own little album of like 12 songs out of like 30 that they released. And that was a lot of fun. And then they like released it officially, and it wasn't my track list, and I was a bit jarred. I was like, that's not my track list. I didn't make that.
I really like there's not many games that do it, and the two examples I'm about to pull up are both Hideo Kojima games. But I do like when games give you the chance to kind of be your own DJ. Like
Hmm.
one of the features that I've really enjoyed in Death Stranding 2, while it might seem a little bit like counterintuitive to be able to control the music, was like, okay, here's a selection of music that the developers had come up with. What playlists, what mood can I evoke from this limited track list?
Uh-huh.
And I thought that was really like that was a really fun thing to play with. Especially because it was like, okay, what song do I want to hear like multiple times? Oh, you know what? Anything from Grim Grim. Why not? And like Des has been playing Metal Gear Solid 5, so I've been seeing them mess around with like exposition tapes
Uh-huh.
playlisted, also with like 80s music playlisted.
Yeah.
80s music and The Cure.
The Cure is 80s
It was
music.
like, well, the song that's in the game is from 92.
Oh yeah, that's so interesting.
I get it. Like I get it completely. But I don't know. I feel like, oh, speaking of playlist games, although you can't control it so much, Luminous. I think that's like a
uh
really fun.
that's something that happened while we were
That was a
gone.
moment,
I got like
a Lila moment.
I got possessed by a Luminous bug and played both the PSP games like to completion over the course of like 4 weeks, and I just like was constantly playing Luminous. It was all I
Lila
was
was
doing.
like a beast. So like I've had Luminous 2 and I recently bought like Luminous 1 on my
But yeah,
PSP.
you and Des both got scared by how good I got at it.
You got so good because I'd be like, I got to this stage, and it was like maybe stage 5, and then you'd be like, I got to this stage, and you'd show me that it was like 8 or 9, 10 stages after that, and then you're like, I beat the game. But every time I would call Lila, whether it was a group call or one-on-one, Lila, like I would hear the Luminous playing, um like the blocks falling and the music, and you became like you got Tetris affected so hard.
Oh yeah, I was seeing it in
It
my dreams. I was seeing it in my
that's
dreams.
that's so fucking cool. Like it sounds scary, but you know it's cool.
I loved it. I had so
But
much fun. I need to pick up the
yeah,
new one.
the what is it called?
Arise.
Arise? It seems cool, especially like post Tetris Effect.
Yeah,
Like a Tetris
I kind of want to pick
affected
up Tetris
Luminous
Effect
seems cool.
first.
I tried to play Tetris Effect, and I should go back to it. But I tried it in VR, and it was
Oh, that
like
sounds scary.
it was really scary. It made me feel
I
very
don't like
sick.
VR.
I've been playing a lot of VR recently. Because I think I figured out like the secret sauce to why VR was making me feel so sick.
Uh-huh.
And it's been yeah, it's been sorry. And it was because I was like having to squint really, really hard because obviously VR doesn't have my prescription glasses.
Yes.
So my solution to this has been squishing my fucking glasses into the headset.
Oh my
Um,
god.
which has not been the best solution, but
No.
it's also allowed me to play like Half-Life Alyx and and VR Chat and Half-Life Alyx, which I've been playing for Lila. And that
Yes, it's
game, by the
true.
way, fucking scary. Fun fact. Bet you didn't know that. That game is scary. I'm a very jumpy person.
For context, when
Uh,
I was playing Half-Life 1, I streamed it to Kitty,
mhm.
and every time a head crab would jump at me, it would scream and I would be utterly silent. So that's how it's kind of been.
I'm a jumpy person.
I like
Some
watching
people
your I like watching you stream Half-Life Alex and your hands are like trembling.
Yeah, that's the fun part that you bring up almost every time. So
I like
Half-Life
it.
Alyx, VR title developed by Valve Software. This which destroyed Campo Santo and a couple of other developers in its wake. But I've recently been playing it and it has like head tracking, obviously, and hand tracking. And the controllers that I'm using aren't the fanciest, but whenever I have a gun and whenever I'm fighting zombies, Lila can see my hand just like shiver and shake like like a Gary's Mod prop being shoved into a wall. It gets me into trouble because it means that I can't aim very properly. And the way that the guns work in that game is you have to physically reload them. And there have been more times than I can count on one hand where I've had like a mag in my hand and I try to shove it into the gun and I drop it on accident. And then I like try to put it back in and there's like a zombie right next to me. And I know for a fact that zombie isn't real. But in my brain, my little pea brain, my little pea brain, it feels like that zombie's gonna fuck me up. That zombie's gonna kill me to death. Um, I'm so sorry. Like I scream so fucking loud whenever I play that goddamn game.
It's
And I
really
get
good.
so into it. I
It's
don't
really
have a
good.
lot of space for my desk. And like the where I am, if I lean back a little, I run into a kitty cat. What are you punching me for?
Oh, is the kitty here?
Yeah. She looked at me really like grumpily and then whacked my arm
Shout out.
and then
We love
left.
her. We love her.
We love her. We love her. She hates my ass.
She really does.
Um, I think she thinks that like my chair is her chair because she constantly sits in it and lays in it. And
She's like, you're in my
I think
chair.
yeah, straight up, she's like, "You're in my chair. Get out." Anyway, what the hell was I talking about?
Half-Life
Half-Life Alex.
Alex.
But like, what about it?
I don't
Oh,
know.
so I don't have a lot of space where I'm working, where I'm playing, and I get so into it that when I panic, I'll like flail my arms, and then I'll hit my desk, and then I'll like hit the keyboard, and then I'll hit the monitor, and then I'll be like, uh oh. Um,
That's like where most of our technical problems have come while trying to get through this game because
it's
you keep
I keep
smashing
hitting
into
things.
stuff. Well, you'll be like perfectly still, and then you just are breaking things like a bull in a china shop.
Straight up like a bull in a china shop that's like very afraid of a mouse. Um, it's brutal. And the worst part is like the way that I play this game is I can't help but pick up everything and play with it. Like I do that to the dead bodies, I do that to the boxes, I do that to the rocks, I do that to the head crabs.
Mhm.
And like I really like picking them up and
And
then
petting
tossing
them.
them
You also like
and
petting
petting
them.
them. Oh, petting them, puppeting them, playing with them, and
You play
like
with
poking
corpses a lot
them.
too.
I play with corpses a lot
Cause
because
it's
they
so
have
weird.
these
Cause
like
you'll
these.
be like so scared. You'll be screaming and yowling and howling, and then like when you go, then you'll like giddily run up to a corpse and start playing with like its entrails, and I'm like, okay.
Well, it's like different because they're gorgeous. Like, is that weird? Like, whenever I go to a corpse, I'm like, oh, it's so pretty. Like, look, you can see its individual lungs and there's its intestine hanging out. Um, and also all of them have a loose jaw, which means you can grab them by the top of the skull and grab them by the bottom of the jaw and puppet them. So they go like, "Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey. Hello, my ragtime gal." You know? Well,
Yeah.
you've seen me play it.
Yeah, I
Um,
have.
Lila thinks I'm weird. I
I
think
think you're
I'm
funny.
normal. I think I'm normal. Anyway,
I think
but
you're
I
funny.
toss things. Like I really like to throw things. And again, I don't have a lot of desk space. So more often than not, I have like a bunch of toys on my fucking desk. I have like this little block city, and it usually gets like knocked over by the time by the time a session's done.
You're literally
Um,
Godzilla.
I kind of Godzilla though. I'm Godzilla moment.
If Godzilla was like really scared and screaming and terrified.
You know, Godzilla really is scared and screaming in Shin Godzilla.
Yeah. Yeah, I bet.
A little bit.
That
I
movie's
don't
good.
know. That movie is good. It's probably like other Godzillas where she's like scared,
I don't know. I
right?
haven't seen many. I've only seen I've seen four Godzilla movies. I've seen the original Godzilla movie.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen the Roland Emmerich one.
That's a lot
Um,
of fish.
I've seen the one with Aaron Taylor
Susan
Johnson
Sarandon.
and Elizabeth
Oh, fucking
Olsen, and then
2014.
yeah, and then I've seen Shin Godzilla.
I've seen more than I expected. Because I've seen 2014, King of the Monsters, and what was the one after that? Was it Godzilla versus Kong?
I believe so.
And then The New Empire, which are all very forgettable movies.
Yeah,
And then I've
after
seen like
2014, I decided that I had no interest in this little shared universe thing they had going on.
I I really don't have any interest in it. But I'll be honest, I was a little interested in Monarch,
Oh yeah, I
which
heard
is
that.
the
I
like
heard that TV show was good. I heard that TV show was like the best part of like the entire universe.
no, straight up. I watch it and like to it kind of moved me. I was like, wow, I'm like feeling emotions from these characters. They feel very well thought out and written like very like Godzilla being a threat instead of this goofy monster hero, which I think is done well in the other Godzilla movies, but done very very poorly in the MonsterVerse. I don't
Hmm.
know. I was like into it, but as soon as it got to the end, there's big spoiler alert or whatever for a show that you're not gonna watch. There's like a time skip that puts it in line with Godzilla King of the Monsters, which is a
Hmm.
fucking awful goddamn racist piece of shit movie. And I was like, "Oh man, we're doing this now. Fuck." So I don't know if I'll watch season 2, but
Did it
I
get
really did
canceled?
enjoy. No, it was like the most watched Apple TV thing before Severance.
Oh, huh.
Yeah, it's like crazy popular.
Apple
There's a
TV
season
seems
2
like
coming out.
it's been doing well, which is
It's weird
interesting.
because you go to Apple TV and you look at like what they got. Like, oh, what's their selection of movies and TV shows like? It's nothing.
Don't they got
There's
BlackBerry?
I hated that fucking
They got
movie.
BlackBerry. All I know about that movie is that I think aespa, the K-pop group, did a song for it.
It's directed by
Or is that
Matt.
Tetris? I can't remember. Yeah,
No,
that's
Tetris. You're
Tetris.
thinking
That's
of Tetris.
Tetris. Why
That
would a
movie
K
also
Why
sucks.
would a K-pop group do a song for the BlackBerry movie?
Blackberry, I was sold on it because a bunch of people were like, okay, so you know those biopic movies? Well, this is like a parody, like a lampooning of those lame ass biopics. And then I watched it, and it was just a lame ass biopic movie. And the one joke was Glenn Howerton saying "fuck" a lot, and I was
Oh,
like, oh, here we go.
he says
I
fuck.
recently or I found out that it was directed by directed and starred one of the guys from Nirvana, the band, the show, which is something I've heard like nothing but praise for.
No.
And you know, to our half fan that's listening, I have to say this film of his was really disappointing.
And that's
I
been
did
the
not,
that's
I
that's
didn't like it.
that's been Roger Ebert's review of BlackBerry from the grave.
Roger Ebert. I give it 2 thumbs down. Wait, do they get a thumb each? I give it a thumb down.
I don't have a thumb today.
Because Siskel, like, when they say 2 thumbs, they don't say 4 thumbs up. They say 2 thumbs. So I think they get a thumb each.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. I give it a thumb down.
I don't have a thumb because I didn't watch it.
It's not very good.
They chopped my
Not
thumb
that
off.
they chopped your thumb off. God, speaking of chopping thumbs off,
What?
the Yakuza series has been down the shitter.
Oh yeah, I heard that everything involving Kiwami 3 is kind of a trash fire. But personally, I feel really vindicated because in my own personal playing of the Yakuza series, I have been
Mhm.
planning the whole time to skip the Kiwamis entirely, and I feel very vindicated by my petty beef with the Kiwami games.
I don't like them either. I started with 0 and I think it was one of the biggest mistakes I had made playing that series. Because the way that Sega and RGG really wants you to play those games is, you start at 0, go to Kiwami 1, 2, 3, then I guess play 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 and all the spin-offs in between, but um it breaks almost immediately because 0 is a sequel to 5, and it's like a perfection of a bunch of mechanics up to that point. Then you play Kiwami 1 and it's like a sequel to 0, and then you go to Kiwami 2 and it's in a completely other engine and plays completely different to Kiwami 1. And then what, you go to Kiwami 3 and it's like that again, but it's also based more off of Yakuza or Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii, and then you go what to 4, and it suddenly breaks your entire feeling of what these games are supposed to feel like. Because when you play, PS2 1, 2, then go to 3, 4, 5, 6, then 7 and 8, you get a clear progression and you feel like, all right, yeah, I'm growing along with the series. This is exciting. Um,
Yeah.
that's the thing with remakes.
I'm
That always confuses
I'm just
me.
I'm just kind of like I can enjoy a remake if it is doing what I think a remake should be, which is reinterpreting the text. But
Hmm.
this like trend started by like Capcom doing all the Resident Evil remakes of just
Hmm.
doing like the entire series again is unfeasible and annoying.
Oh man, that's what's been really, yeah. Like, I'm sure 1,000,003 people have already said their piece on remakes, but
Yeah.
I really do think it comes down to a problem of scale. You know, 10 years down the line, is Capcom gonna remake Resident Evil 4 remake? Like, when does it end?
Yeah, it seems very Ouroboros,
Hmm. Just like Resident Evil 5.
which I hope they never remake because that game doesn't need to be played again.
I agree, but I will admit I had a lot of fun playing Resident Evil 5 with my friend, and my
I mean,
biggest memory
Resident Evil 5
was
is a fun game from a design point, but it is also just heinously racist.
it is heinously racist. The one thing I was going to mention was just like the one part I remember like enjoying the most was a turret section, because we kept failing at it, and the opening line of that turret section is a guy mispronouncing the word bumpy. So he's like, "Watch out, it's going to be bumpy." And that was really funny.
I see.
But yeah, that game is heinous.
Yeah.
I like 6. I like
I've
6 a
never
lot.
played 6.
It's so good. It's so good.
What
I
is
think
that
about 6 a
tone?
lot. Well, it's excitement. It's
The
excitement.
most
They have
I know about 6 is it's got the blowjob giraffe.
the the blowjob giraffe.
Yeah, the logo, like where the 6 looks like a giraffe
Oh
getting
my
its dick
god, a giraffe
sucked.
giving itself fellatio.
Well, it's not giving
Yes, I
itself fellatio.
remember.
Someone is like bended over filleting the giraffe.
That seems like a lot of work.
Well, I don't know what to tell you.
Hey, what if
Capcom designed the
giraffes?
logo.
What if giraffes, like, when they were getting a boner, their neck grew instead of their dicks?
Can we end the episode here?
No!
I think
You hate me.
I want to end the episode here.
You want to end the epic? You want to end on the giraffe dicks?
Yes, I've had enough.
You had enough of my ass?
I'm exhausted.
Do you really want to end the episode here?
I don't know.
I want to continue going. We can't end it
Okay,
on giraffe
what do you
dicks.
have to talk about?
I have so much to talk about.
Okay,
I'm jubilant today.
well, I'm very tired today.
Well, I'm the opposite because I took a little bit of a nap.
Well, I
So,
also took a nap, so
well, sometimes you take a nap. Not you, like, but like people will take a nap and then you're like, oh fuck, I
yeah.
might as well just sleep. And then I took like a 30-minute power nap, and I'm like, Mighty Mouse, here I come to save the day.
Mighty Mouse.
You know Mighty Mouse. It's the mouse that wears the yellow outfit and he has like the red cape.
I know who Mighty Mouse is. I was just saying the name Mighty Mouse.
Oh right. Like Modest Mouse. House of Mouse. Mouse of House.
You know House of the Dead? Ubol.
Uwe Boll.
Typing of the Dead?
I watched Return to Silent Hill.
You did. I haven't seen
did.
it yet.
I know you haven't seen it, but I wanna have my little piece on Return to Silent Hill.
Yeah, go for
I
it.
recently watched it, and our quarter of a fan that's listening right now is gonna be really shocked to hear this, that I enjoyed it. And I say this as someone that loves Silent Hill 2. I was about to call it Resident Evil 2. The cat just knocked over so much shit. I'll deal with that later.
Yeah, deal with that later.
she like fucked the jump and just knocked over everything, did she? Oh my god. Anyway, I watched Return to Silent Hill. Not a great movie. And I love Silent Hill 2. But I loved playing it. And I loved the feeling of dread that it gave me. And I recognized there's no way in hell that a movie of Silent Hill 2 would ever make me feel the way that playing that game did. Would make me feel this amount of dread, would make me feel this amount of guilt, would make me feel this amount of, like, foreboding and regret. So I recognized, it's probably going to be dumb as shit. And I think the movie expects you to recognize it's going to be dumb as shit as it starts with James lighting up the biggest blunt you've ever seen while speeding down the highway, listening to heavy rock music. And as soon as I saw that, I was like, okay, now I gotta watch this. Like, I gotta lock in. And yeah, obviously it's not like Silent Hill 2. But what I enjoyed was that it adapted more of Silent Hill 2 than I would have ever expected. Like, there were a lot of direct lifts from scenes. The sets were pretty similar. I noticed that there were a lot of like shots of road signs, like, oh, there's Lynch Street, that were in the game. And like, oh, this area is exactly like it was in the game, etc., etc. And that was enough of a novelty for me to more or less forgive the insane bonkers reinterpretation of the story that they did, where Mary is like a messiah figure for the Silent Hill cult, and her father was like this dark evil figure that haunts her. And now, going into Silent Hill, James meets the different shattered elements of her, like, psyche. And they are all, like, characters that were not related to her at all in the original game.
Yeah.
But because of that, like, so the story here is not Silent Hill 2. It's James learning that Mary has been abused by her father and this cult and etc. Like, oh, okay, now I can kind of understand why they made Angela, Laura, and like Maria and Mary, like everyone connected as one, like because they want to serve that story. And I'm like, sure, why not?
They should have made Eddie a Mary.
They should have made Eddie a Mary. Eddie is there for like, he's kind of a Mary in a way, because everyone in Silent Hill that isn't like one of the women is like really sick. And it feels like, oh, it's like a projection of Mary's sickness.
I
But
see.
Eddie is there for like 3 seconds, and he's like fucked up and covered in nasty boils, and he's like coughing and vomiting, and James is like, "Ew, what the fuck?" And he's like, "What's wrong, Jimmy boy? Don't like what you see?" And I'm like, "Okay, sure, fuck it." Um, I was lightly surprised at, I guess, the restraint, because the first Silent Hill movie, you know, kind of famously sucked. I
I don't
think it
know.
was
A lot of people have are defenders of it now.
I think that's weird, because to me, not that Return to Silent Hill is any better, but it's like horrifically misogynistic. Like one of the scenes that I will literally never forget is the barbed wire being shoved into a woman's
Yeah, I
vagina.
mean,
Like that's like
people are
and
misogynistic though.
I mean people are misogynistic. That's true. Um I guess shout out to the misogynists.
No,
Jesus Christ.
by no means do you have to hand it to the
By no means do
misogynists.
you have to hand it to the Messiah. Anyway, it was restrained in that way. Like, for example, Pyramid Head shows up like 8 fucking times in that first Silent Hill movie for some goddamn reason. Pyramid Head, by comparison, only shows up twice in Return to Silent Hill,
That's really
and
fascinating to do in the story about James.
it's fascinating to do in the story about James, but also like in the last two Silent Hill movies, Pyramid Head showed up so much, so I can kind of
He
understand.
is in all of them.
He is in all of them for some reason. There was some like repeated visual motifs that, like, okay, I can see what they're doing here.
Uh-huh.
The effects weren't all that bad. It like cheap, like cheap. Obviously, this actor is reacting to a big green screen, and but it wasn't the worst thing I'd seen in the world. Um, which is something, because Lila recently lovingly made me watch the Grand Prix of
Why
Europe,
are we
which
talking
is
about this?
because it's related to, it's like a bad movie. It's a bad children's movie that sucks, and I need to talk about it somewhere.
You talked about it to
Um,
me.
I talked about it to you, but I want the whole world to hear about the
The whole
Grand
world
Prix
is
of
not going to hear
Europe.
about the Grand Prix of Europe.
Okay, our 0.5 of a fan is going to hear about the Grand Prix of Europe.
Okay.
And I need to get this out. Grand Prix of Europe is an animated feature film from like Germany.
Yeah,
That is
it's a tie-in to the mascots of Germany's Europa Park, which is
the Mac family's Europa Park,
it's
which
an
is
amusement park.
it's like a Disney World or something
Yeah, it's for Germany.
for like Germany. So the idea is this little rat girl is like, "Oh, I want to be a good racer one day." And then she gets the chance to be a good racer one day. And there's some strangeness afoot, because someone's like messing with the races, and she pins it on the like on this one character who, by the text of the film, is black.
Yeah,
uh he's like a black raven,
he's a raven. He wears all black. He's voiced by a black person.
and
And
she is super like racist to this poor guy. Um, and she keeps pinning all of the crimes on this one guy. And she's like, "It must have been Noctrab," because that's his name, Noctrab, which I think means like Dark Raven. Um, and like, not only does she keep pinning it on this one guy, but by the end of the movie, Noctrab, who has won the Piston Cup fair and square, is like, "You know what? Because you solved the crime of the century, I'm going to give you the first place trophy, young rat girl." Um, and she doesn't deserve it at all. Not only did she lose the
yeah,
Piston Cup, but fucking Nakdrab shouldn't have to play lip service to her.
it's
Um,
true.
I feel very like
I guess this ties into something that we talked about a while ago when we were talking about like children's media and
mhm.
how much they're like constantly ingraining like a kind of prejudice where like there's so many messages kids media to like believe in yourself and be
Hmm.
true to yourself and all this, but then there's also such a like strong persecution of like certain people, and even when it like turns out that you're wrong, you still end up kind of like out on like the
Winning.
moral, you still have the moral superiority somehow.
And that's exactly what happens in the Grand Prix of Europe, which is again an animated children's film. That I
Yeah,
shouldn't be getting so heated about. But like it was the message was like this little rat girl's father doesn't respect her wish to be a good racer, and she becomes a good racer, and the dad is like, I was totally wrong, you were so right to be true to yourself. But to be true to herself, she was racist, like
she
actually
was
textually
racist. She
racist.
was racist.
She was racist, and she gets rewarded, and it
She
disturbed
gets like the
me.
first prize, and then she also gets to get like accepted into like a racing team with her idol.
With her idol, who might be her brother. They didn't really get into that.
I mean, you
Um,
just assumed that because
they look the same.
they look the exact same, but they're not related in this.
They're called Ed and Etta.
I
Like,
know
come
because
on.
I think the thing here with that is that they're crafting a story around these two mascots who were created to like stand side by side with each other.
Hmm.
And so I think,
Oh, you're saying
and
it's like a Mickey and Minnie.
I guess I don't
Yeah, I
think they're
guess Mickey.
romantic, but
Yeah, I guess that's fair. I don't know.
I
I
guess
don't
what
know.
I'm just saying is that they're kind of like they created like a character design, and because they're appealing to children, they're like this is the character for the boys and this is the character for the girls. And I think they could have easily been related, but I don't know if they are. I think they're just
I
like
assumed
counterparts.
I
They're like
assumed they
Rin
were
and Len from
related.
Vocaloid.
I assumed that they were related just because I remember so much about this movie for some goddamn reason. But so all of the characters, all of the racers who are all funny animals, are who live in this blimp that is like themed to racing,
They
and there's
don't
like a
live in the
racing.
blimp. It's like
They
that's
live in the blimp
it's
for
the
the
tour bus. It's
races.
the tour bus, basically.
Okay, they tour in a blimp, and in the blimp there's like a racing museum, and there's like a bunch of stuff that's related to like the racers there, and then there was a photo of like Etta's dad, who was once a famous racer. Now I had assumed because everything in there was related to one of the racers, in the blimp, that like, oh, that must have been related to like Ed, who's the male guy. I don't know why I thought this, but like it made sense. It clicked in my head.
I
So I'm
don't
like,
know
oh,
because
okay, they
he
must be
is presented
related.
explicitly as an orphan.
He is. That's true. But I was really expecting there to be like a twist that was like, okay, you're my son. I will adopt you. Because that's to me where the movie was headed.
Okay. Racist race.
The
This has been your review of racist racing mouse.
racist rat
Mouse.
wins the piston cup.
Yeah.
That was a bad movie. You know, a bad movie that I consider like entirely irredeemable. But again, it's also a fucking children's movie. But I also think children deserve better. Anyway,
I think
Silent Hill.
probably children's movies shouldn't be racist.
Children's movies should not be racist, nor should they have Ed and Etta from the Mac family's Europa Park.
Bold
That's
stance.
my take. Bold stance. But Return to Silent Hill reminded me a lot of like Welcome to Raccoon City, which is another movie that kind of sucks and has.
I okay, this one I have seen, and I find that movie. I don't find it good. I did not give it a heart on Letterbox, but I found it fascinating.
I it's funny. I think I might be the only one of like us and our friends that kind of likes that movie
Well, I was
because
entertained by it. And I
mhm.
like it more than the Netflix show because what I did is I watched the Netflix show and
Oh my
that back
god,
to
you
back.
watched the Netflix show, you did.
I did, which was not good.
So bad. What, you
If it
weren't
was, I will
laughing when that
say
girl said she watches Utopia porn?
no, but I will say one thing: if that show was in fact just about five Lance Reddicks the entire time, it would have been a much better show.
That was like the weirdest, coolest part of that show. I think getting Lance Reddick
because they
in
were
the
like, oh,
Wesker costume.
here's evil Wesker Lance Reddick, here's nerdy Lance Reddick and shy Lance Reddick. It was like the Snow White gnomes.
Sneezy.
Dwarfs.
Yeah. Oh my god, I didn't even notice that you called them gnomes. Like
But
the fucking Smurfs.
but but that show was so bizarre. The sisters, especially the future plot. The future
The
plot,
future plot
like
was incomprehensible.
it felt like tonally similar to like Netflix Cowboy Bebop.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I didn't think the past tense stuff was like necessarily good, but every time they switched to the future, my brain did shut off. But anyway, welcome to I watched that and I watched Welcome to Raccoon City, and I find Welcome to Raccoon City very fascinating as this like it's such an interesting choice to like remix the first two Resident Evil games specifically rather than
Hmm.
2 and 3
Because 1 and 2 do not take place
at
simultaneously, but
all.
2 and 3 totally do.
And like the way they do this is there are so many like very bizarre and unnecessary like cross contamination aspects to the story, like Claire being like having like childhood experiences and PTSD of like Lisa Trevor, and like
Hmm.
being like the only person who was kind to Lisa Trevor. And it's like, why is Claire Redfield?
Why is Claire Redfield driving the bus all of a sudden?
It honestly felt like Lisa Trevor was driving the bus.
She. I was just happy that Lisa Trevor was in the movie at all.
I just found her role baffling because it's like they do this whole like aspect of it where they're trying to like get some of the puzzle aspects in there, but they
Hmm.
don't have the characters solve the puzzle. What they have happen is that Claire walks into the room and Lisa Trevor goes, Claire, friend, door, key,
I was
room.
I was really into like so they try to adapt some of the puzzles, but the way that they have Wesker do some of the puzzles in Resident Evil 1 like with a game facts like
That
PDA
part
on
was
him
funny. That part was
that was
fucking
so
funny.
fucking funny.
The the
Like
the transforming the like mid transforming zombie woman who keeps shouting itchy tasty.
that was so fun. Like I don't know, the reason why Welcome to Raccoon City to me was like entertaining and kind of like fun was that to quote James Cameron, I start to see things I recognize. And like, you know, there were a lot of visual elements taken from the most recent remakes at the time, so like Resident Evil like 2 in specific. And 3. And I thought like, oh, okay, that's neat that like look, there's the kendo gun shop, like, oh, blah 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 blah. Um that was like more than enough for me to kind of accept it. Like, oh, they're trying something here. And I say this as a huge
I did
fan.
like Loser Leon. Loser Leon was
Loser Leon
funny.
is so good. Especially because like people always like write him like either in fanfic, fan art, etc. as like this little boy scout. But one of the things I really like about Leon in 2 is that the reason why he's late to his first day is cuz he's drunk off his ass from being broken up with. So for him to be a total loser in Welcome to Raccoon City and to even have like a moment of success, right? Like shoot a fucking zombie and then Claire's like, "Oh great, you just wasted a bullet." Like that's so good.
Because he does shoot, he does like kill it in one hit, and then he just keeps shooting. And Claire's
Yeah.
like, okay,
It's I don't know. It's dumb, but it's like watching a fan film where all I can do is just sort of be like, "Oh, they tried. They
I
really
think
they
the
tried."
one a lot of the characters are like baffling in ways that I find entertaining, but I think the one decision there I didn't like was kind of reducing Annette Birkin to just being like a
A
wife.
concerned mom.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because and she just ends up getting shot and killed, and it's like, okay, there goes Annette. And I just like
Mhm.
I really didn't like that for Annette's character because Annette is someone who is just as culpable as William, and
Yeah.
I don't like that she kind of is just this like a blumbering housewife who doesn't know anything and is confused and concerned.
It was really weird to see like William Birkin and Annette Birkin in like a normal house and not being like crazy evil scientists.
Yeah,
I was
I was like, oh, this William Birkin has like a facade of a happy home life.
it was another reason why I really like Welcome to Raccoon City is Neil McDonough, the guy who plays William Birkin, is he was on a show I really like, DC's Legends of Tomorrow,
Oh
and he's
God.
like the king of tiny bullshit like nothing movies. So seeing him as William Birkin was like, this is hilarious to me. Um, like I think I'm at the point where video game adaptations are like they're never gonna be anything like the thing that you watched, right? Um,
Played.
and I think to some degree that can be fun, but I don't want to let that argument get to a point where I start saying, well, the Mario movie was fine, like the animated one, because I don't
Uh-huh.
like that movie, but I do like the live action Mario movie. So I don't know.
I haven't
Um,
been really into the kind of like HBO Last of Us prestige television situation.
yeah, that was a weird one.
I don't know
I
if it's still going or not. I don't know.
No, it still is. They're waiting a little bit to do more.
Okay.
I thought from what I've heard about it, and like I don't like The Last of Us to begin with. Um, but from what I heard about it, they were like sanding off all of the edges from The Last of Us to make it like a little bit safer, and I thought that that was a little odd.
Uh-huh.
Like for example, Ellie in the show when her girlfriend says I'm pregnant, she gets really excited and says, I'm gonna be a dad, which, you know, people are really mean about. But in the game, when Ellie finds out, like, her girlfriend is pregnant, she looks at her angrily and says, don't slow me down.
That's
And
crazy.
that's like such a radically different take on the same story that like by the end of Last of Us 2, I'm pretty sure you're supposed to fucking hate Ellie. So for Ellie to be excited to be a parent, it just seems like, well, how am I gonna get to hate Ellie? You know?
Yeah, I guess it serves a different purpose in that way then.
It does. I don't know. Video game adaptations are always gonna be interesting to me, just
I prefer
because
them kind of dumb just cuz I
I
don't
love the
know.
Resident Evil movies. Like I love
I think for
Alice.
me is that the a lot of the self-seriousness in some of the like um current video game adaptations is coming from a place of shame that
Hmm.
I just don't enjoy, and I prefer it when they just do some silly bullshit and have some fun with it because I like a fun movie and I don't really need my video game. I already know that video games are art and are
Hmm.
capable, more than capable, of doing compelling stories and making me cry and all this stuff that I don't need to like buy into the superiority of filmmaking, or like the supposed superiority of filmmaking, to accept a video game story. Like that is just not
Yeah.
something that I need. I already have like my artistic lens and perception of video game stories and the power of like game design and whatnot locked in. So it's like I don't really need for these adaptations to try and sell me on that idea, which is a lot of what them are doing. And it's like
Hmm.
obviously if a video game adaptation was like serious and it was just doing that because it had like an artistic vision, that's cool. But I just don't like the kind of like shameful, oh, we're trying to prove that this is real, you know?
Yeah.
I
I
don't
know
need
exactly
that.
what you mean. I also find that a lot of people will watch an adaptation, like a fan. Say for example, I'm a fan of Mario. Okay, maybe bad example. Say for example, I'm a fan of like Resident Evil, and I'm going to see Resident Evil: Welcome to Raccoon City because I want. Like I noticed that a lot of people will watch a movie like that if they're a fan to be like to make sure that it's correct,
Oh, yeah.
like to reinforce their love of the game. And I find that kind of confusing. So like I'll see a lot of complaints like, "Oh, this isn't like the game." My first thought is, yeah, probably not. But you've already played the game, so you're probably good then. I think the only time that gets like into really dicey territory is if someone's trying to use an adaptation of a game as like a replacement for playing the game. And that's where like I can understand where the argument comes from. But I also think more often than not, these adaptations aren't going to be like anything that you like. So why bother getting upset at something uh that's just going to make you upset? Like obviously there's going to be one element that's going to be wrong. Like for example, I don't like Resident Evil Death Island because I think it really reduces the depth of characters that I enjoy from Resident Evil uh into like really nothing really lame action heroes. But it's also like Resident Evil Death Island. No one fucking saw it. It was a direct to DVD animated movie from Sony Pictures Entertainment. No one saw it. So why am I getting upset?
Yeah.
Um and that's kind of where I'm at. Like, yeah, of course these movies aren't going to feel like one to one the game that you love because you've already played the game
And
and
it's also a
nothing's going to
different
feel
artistic
that.
medium.
That too. Um, it's just a little silly, I think. Also, like you already like the game, you know? Like, do you need to watch something that's like something you liked? That was a really
Yes.
clunky way of putting it, but you know what I mean. Um, there's a little bit of a different argument to say, because I do get frustrated. Like for example, again on the Resident Evil train, like I love Resident Evil 4, the original game. And one of the things I really don't enjoy about Resident Evil 4, the remake, is that it does the same thing that Death Island did, and it reduces a lot of the depth of these characters. Not that Resident Evil 4 is that big of a exciting lore, etc., has a lot of character depth, but it reduces a lot of the character of that game for the sake of drugs. Um, like these choices are so confusing to me, and then to see that because someone only played the remake and they only know the remake, that's how they assume the original was, like that can get frustrating. But I think that comes more from a place of, Capcom and a bunch of other developer like publishers or etc are trying to use those as replacements rather than like adaptations where it gets a little bit muddled.
Yeah.
um I don't
I
know.
always prefer that.
I always prefer that too. Adaptations I think could be fun.
Hmm.
Um all this to say, like, I don't know, man, it depends.
It does. It does depend, is the thing.
Cuz like I love, okay, love is maybe a hard, or like a strong word, but I like Welcome to Raccoon City. I enjoyed Return to Silent Hill, but I don't like Fate Stay Night, Heaven's Feel 3. And like these are all video game adaptations that change a lot about something that I enjoy. Um I don't know, man. It depends.
Uh huh.
I've just been thinking a lot about adaptation. It's always on my mind, especially now, as we get a lot more remakes, as we get a lot more movies, as we get a lot more discussion on the different, like, varying aspects of video games as multimedia properties and projects.
Uh huh.
Um, and I say this as someone that's replaying the Ratchet and Clank games that really hated the Ratchet and Clank movie. So I don't know. It's always in my brain. It's always on my mind.
It's topical.
It is topical. Is there like any is there any funny, oh, is Disco Elysium still getting a show? Like, is
I
that still
don't know.
happening?
After everything that happened involving Zaum and all that, I haven't been able to keep track of the information there just because I don't.
Like, who knows at this point?
There's so many disparate threads that I don't care to follow.
Yeah. I don't know. Video game adaptations are always like going to be interesting to me no matter what,
Hmm.
even if they suck.
I'm
Like a
kind of
Mario
looking
movie.
forward to the Tomb Raider one.
Oh yeah, I was interested in that because of the, like, she has the little red glasses. And I
Yes,
feel
that was
like,
such a fun design choice. But I don't
and
know.
she
It
has the
feels
little
like
hair strings.
now that we're out of a place of the Survivor trilogy, I'm fascinated to see what a Tomb Raider adaptation looks like now. So I'm curious to see that, like, the cultural differences there and whatnot.
I'm surprised that like Tomb Raider as this series has had so many attempts at an adaptation. So you get like the Angelina Jolie movies. You get the Alicia Vikander Survivor trilogy,
God,
or like
the Surf Dracula Tomb Raider.
the Surf Dracula Tomb Raider. And then you get like the cartoon show on Netflix, and now you get this one. Like I love that Tomb Raider as a series is constantly being like chainsawed, you know, like trying to start something up like vroom vroom vroom. Like sure, who knows which one will work, but I like
Uh-huh.
that there's so many different attempts at it.
Yeah,
I'll be I'll be
I'm interested to see it.
I'm interested to see it myself too. Also because like I recently found out you're the Tomb Raider fan of us for
Yeah.
sure. I did not know that Atlantis in the first game was like weird and gross and fleshy.
Yeah.
That was really cool.
There's like a flesh Lara and everything.
Ugh. It's so gross looking. It reminded me of this this is such a really weird deep cut, but in there's like an amusement park in England or the UK or something, and for a time in the late 90s they had this roller coaster. I think it might have been literally called the Beast, but the idea was like it was this weird fleshy beast that you were riding through. And I will never forget this photo of a tie-in hotel room with like that ride, and it was like gross, and it looked like you were in someone's like rib cage.
Huh.
And I think
Never
about
heard of
that image a
this.
lot because I don't think it's actually called the Beast. I'll need to show it to you when we're done recording. But
Okay.
it looked gross and it looked just like Atlantis.
Nice. That sounds neat.
Think it Do you think it will show up in this oh man, they're remaking one, right? Do you think it'll be
Yeah.
gross and fleshy?
I don't know. Last time they remade one, it wasn't. So
Oh, that's so lame. I
I
like
like Tomb Raider Anniversary, but that they did make Atlantis less fleshy. But Flesh Lara is there.
I like gross things. I love flesh. In case that wasn't obvious from me playing with corpses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also enjoy flesh and whatnot.
Hashtag flesh.
Is that where we want to end it?
I think it might be.
Okay.
So, Lila, do you have anything to plug?
I already did my plugging.
You already did your plugging?
Yeah, my
Well, you
videos.
don't want to like remind people where they can catch you?
Yeah, I'm the YouTube channel Lila of Comics. 3 words. I have a
Mm-hmm.
Patreon if you want to pay me.
Please
I
pay
should be
Lila.
doing a bonus video, and then I want to get my next video out soon. I'm working on it right now.
Mm-hmm.
But I decided to be really silly, and there's I decided that it will have some visual components to it that are weather dependent, and so I gotta wait that one out.
Oh, I'm so excited for that. I remember like before you had done your first video, I had suggested, oh, why don't you like record some outdoor segments? Like that could be fun. That seems very you. So for you to go out and record is exciting to me, especially because
Yeah,
the photos that you take are so fucking cool.
yeah, I've been having fun. The next thumbnail, a big aspect of my channel is that I'm really into making like the visual art aspect of the channel like pop, because I want to really hammer home that I like love the visual medium of comics, and I want them to be videos that you watch with your eyeballs and that you don't just like put on in the background and go to a different tab. You should watch them with your eyes.
You should. You'll miss a lot of fun little things. Like, oh, you add so much in the number one jokes. I'm a big fan of all of the little jokes that you put in your videos. Two, I love pausing your videos and reading all of the little notes that you've kept.
Uh-huh.
I think that's really fun.
I like doing that. And I
It's a
also
fun
like I've been
interactive
playing
element.
with like I like a lot of like comic videos just kind of do this thing where it's like when they're showing panels and stuff, it's kind of just like the swipe or the zoom.
Hmm.
And I wanted to like do this thing where I wanted to kind of like strip out the panels of the comics and like put them in different positions and like create my own like dynamic way of viewing the pages. So yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's that's out there. Lila of Comics. You can watch them. I think they're good. Other people say they're good. So yeah. What about you, Kitty?
By the time this goes out, Des and I will have published, more than likely have published our website, rosemachine.net. And I'm currently working on a video on PlayStation Home. So that will be somewhere,
Also,
probably in the,
I'll put all these in the probably in our bio. I'll link to all our other stuff, and then also in the description, I'll
yeah.
do that so that you
But
can
for the
find us.
moment, as always, you can find me on Blue Sky, at Steptalus. That's STEPPETALUS.
I'm kissing
Um,
citrus over there.
and yeah, I'm really excited. I'm working on a lot of things, and so is Lila. And I think this year is gonna be
It's gonna be
pretty
cool,
good.
and we're gonna do more of this. We're gonna have more fun. We're gonna make stuff, and it's gonna be cool.
And we're not going to disappear for like
Yeah,
a half a year again.
it's true.
Um, I think the biggest sign or the big thing with this episode of the podcast isn't so much that we had like a specific thing that we wanted to get to, but it was more
Yeah, we were kind of just chilling.
we're kind of just chilling. I think this was like, oh fuck, we have a podcast. We should record that.
Yeah, we're not serious podcasters. It's this is a hobby. We have
This is a
fun. We like to
hobby.
have fun.
We have fun here. We have
It's
fun
like
here.
it's like kind of the link up for like the stuff that we put our blood into and whatnot.
Blood, blood, blood. We should have
But
an interview
yeah,
with someone.
yeah. Let's interview the director
You
of
know
the
who would
Howard the
be
Duck movie.
we the director? What has he done like recently?
I don't remember.
We should direct the director of Ballistic X versus Sever.
The movie's boring.
That movie's boring as fuck, but like you had Antonio Banderas and fucking Lucy Liu on set, so there's bound to be
Yeah, and
one interesting
the
story.
Matrix composer.
And the Matrix composer.
So yeah,
Um,
this has
don't
been
forget
New
to brush your
Shape.
teeth.
Oh yeah, brush your teeth
Brush your teeth.
and the tongue.
And the tongue. Please brush your tongue.
Brush your tongue.
Brush your tongue. Brush your feet. Don't be weird. Don't let the water wash it. You gotta scrub that shit.
I yeah, I always do that. I did that today.
You know, I'm really glad. I'm glad that our episode is ending on people knowing that you've scrubbed your feet today.
Bye.
Bye!